The path of the scientific and production company Sphere began more than 20 years ago with a small center of health-improving technologies. Years later, the company has its own production, a research laboratory manned with highly qualified specialists and well-known scientists. In its research, the company uses modern diagnostic equipment and hardware control methods. One of the leading areas of Sphere's work is quantum holographic modules. This is a new generation of devices designed to restore health, improve the quality of life, harmonize with one's surroundings, and bring good fortune to people's lives.
In our time, innovation-driven technologies become available to practically every person. Our new solution based on quantum technology is quantum holographic modules, brought to you by our company, Sphere. Quantum holographic modules are intended for people in everyday life to improve the quality of life, to improve health, and to restore energy, potential, and vital resources. Also, it is possible to use them for self-development, expansion of consciousness, and for unlocking your creative potential. In any case, they can be used to accomplish many different tasks. The most important purpose is the safety of the surrounding space, both personal and common space. There are so many harmful factors that can affect a person. These are stressful situations, increased entropy, or as we say, the energies of destruction, which negatively affect a person, their health, their quality of life, and the quality of events, among other things. For many years, we have been researching the holographic matrix of human beings, and we have discovered certain regularities or patterns. Humans are influenced not only by energy, but first and foremost by information. And the quantity and quality of energy in our personal space depends on the quality of information. With enough energy for our health, for our work, for our relationships, we can maintain a good quality of these things. Negative information is destructive. As we collected statistics and conducted experiments, we found out that it is necessary to develop certain devices that can work specifically on the informational level. To clear the human informational field, firstly, of destructive information. Energy is already a consequence of this. Based on the accumulated statistical data, real results that we have seen, and the results of testing the holographic matrix of a human being, we have to come to the conclusion that it is necessary to protect and restore our vital resources, our energy at the informational level. And it is necessary to remove some information viruses from the holographic matrix with the help of new technologies. So, something comparable. Think of a computer. We used one for a long time, and we know that we cannot use it without an antivirus program, like Morton Antivirus. We don't know how it works. We don't know how it detects viruses. It detects viruses that can infect us from the internet, from flash drives, from any type of media. However, it does its job. We don't know how, but it does. Somehow, this program detects viruses. Our devices, the quantum holographic modules that we managed to create, they carry an information component, meaning they work at the level of the informational field and are able to remove destructive external information, or as we call it, informational viruses, in different areas of human activity. It can be about our health or what we eat, because food is also a carrier of destructive information and harmful chemical compounds. It concerns the space that surrounds us, as space also accumulates negative energy that affects us adversely. There are many such factors, negative factors, that take away our vital resources, our strength, our energy. This has been proven by many years of research. The most important thing was to minimize these devices so they can be comfortably carried and used by any person in any situation. Our most crucial task is to create modules that would work in different areas of one's life. To build quantum holographic modules, we have been looking for a carrier on which it is possible to write information, i.e., the program of action for a module. How to give it a task, how to instruct it, and over many years of research, we came to the conclusion that we can use a crystal grid. At first, we tried to use the natural method for the crystal grid. However, experiments showed that natural quartz most often has 75% left-hand polarization. We know, and this has long been proven by scientists, for example, by Chrzewski, that right-hand polarization, with its right-hand clockwise twist, brings vital energy to development, and left-hand polarization, with this counterclockwise twist, brings destruction. Natural quartz that spent ages forming deep within the earth was subjected to various cataclysms. It really matters where it was formed. In any case, natural quartz. Let's see how to guess what kind of polarization this quartz carries. Natural quartz carries a lot of extraneous information in it, as it contains a lot of extraneous impurities. In working with such a crystal, it doesn't allow one to convey or encode the specific information that we want to embed in the properties of a particular module. For a long time, we have been looking for a carrier, and we have come to the conclusion that it is necessary to use synthetic quartz, which is 98% pure, meaning that it is the purest molecular grid, which fully corresponds to natural water molecules, pure natural water, which is assimilated by our organism and which can carry information without distorting it. This is a type of quartz with a 98% purity. We have found a producer of such synthetic quartz in the South Ural, and this is the oldest factory named Crystal, one of the top 5 factories in the world for growing quartz, which works for the defense and space industries. And by the way, all Kodak equipment is also made of these crystals.
Crystals for the production of quantum holographic modules are manufactured in the South Urals plant named Crystal, whose Sphere has partnered with for more than 10 years. At the company's request, a special line for the production of synthetic raw quartz of certain parameters was put into operation.
Now I'm holding a crystal grown at this plant. This is a monocrystal. It looks like this. It is formed in special autoclaves and grown for a long time. A small crystal like this.
This is an artificial, very pure quartz crystal. Now it has a specific polarization. It's specially made just for us. Why? What for? The point is that quartz crystals, which are silica, have the ability to accumulate and store an enormous amount of information. And under certain influences, they're able to release this information when we expose them to a flash of a broad spectrum. So quartz crystals are able to store our, well, roughly speaking, thought forms. But you have to know how to work with them, these quartz crystals. And we have developed quartz modules. It is not just a plate. It contains quartz crystals and a specific quartz that is able to interact with our information field. It remembers information, and it stores that information, and it is able to influence the information field when it is activated by certain actions, in particular, directed thought. This is because thoughts can conquer cities. Therefore, if you act skillfully with this, the quartz module, you can get very serious results. Real effects on one's physiology, on their healing, and all of that. You can shape the informational field. You can cause, shall we say, the necessary consequences in the physical world. One of the modifications of these crystal modules is called graviton. There are several modifications of these, but this one in particular, they can all work in different environments, but this one in particular works best with water. We know that water is very informational because water is information heavy, and we humans are 90% water. The water that we are going to drink will interact with our blood, which is also water. And this information, which has been transmitted with the help of graviton, will be delivered via the field and via the water. Crystallographic water obtained with the help of quantum holographic modules has a stable multidimensional structure with high biological activity. It contributes to the improvement of human health. At Sphere's own production facilities, this quartz is used as a substrate of crystal structure to build various modifications of quantum holographic modules. These latest technologies, akin to computer programming, allow us to configure certain properties of the modules. Quartz is capable of memorizing, storing, and broadcasting information.
In addition to such monocrystals, we have also created modules in this form for easy use. These are, so to speak, modern devices that are very convenient to use. First of all, you can use our product to treat water, to charge water, to give it the properties of natural water. Here in these cards, well, they look like cards. Inside, there is a crystal grid in which there is a program of how this module should work. And depending on the purpose of the module, it has its own program of such properties as recorded information. Quartz can record information, store it or remove it, so these modules can operate indefinitely, well, except for when they are mechanically damaged. Our modules are divided into two types: modules that can be used by anyone, general purpose modules, and individual modules. There are very big differences because, for example, when a person uses an individual module, that module works with their personal energy, informational space, or, as they call it in everyday life, their aura, their biofield. An individual module would restore energy, eliminate some forms of information viruses, or negative destructive energy. For example, the radar module, it is an individual module, and this module is necessary for those people who, for example, find themselves in aggressive environments where they need protection against psychic attacks or mental attacks. When a person loses a huge amount of energy, vital resources, he simply does not have the strength to run other processes of vital activity. We have a basic module from which all the other modules have been developed, and that module is called graviton. Why basic? Because it is based on the so-called purification program, a resetting process. When this module treats water, it gives it the properties of pristine, natural water, i.e., it eliminates all impurities. It gives the water the purest cluster structure. The cluster structure helps to unite the water molecules. This makes the water energetically rich, so it gives the energy of life to all those who drink it. First off, it kickstarts a very powerful cleansing of the body from toxins, from stagnant energy at the cellular level. This water can pass through the cell membrane and can carry information for the cell's function, for its life, and can replenish the vital energy. This means that the fluidity of the blood increases. All the fluid structures and the lymphatic system began to function better. We understand that the water is a conductor of electromagnetic waves, electrical signals. This is our brain, the central nervous system, and those organs where these signals were blocked. Maybe there was just not enough energy, and so through water, these signals begin to work and our body begins to heal. Here is some proof of the effect of water purification from extraneous information. Studies were conducted in the Institute of Human Hygiene, and it was found that water placed on the information side of the module, or the reciting side, was cleared of extraneous information. And the second side, this side of the module also works. This is the energy side. The properties of this side are very unique. When we have water on this side of the module, it can attract the etheric energy from space with the help of the crystals that are inside this module. And we all know that the etheric energy is energy of life. So this water is filled with life energy. It becomes energy rich, and it gives energy to our cells to function and to develop. For example, the Lotus module is designed to restore health. It contains an action program activating the memory of healthy matrix cells. We all have memory. Everyone has this program, but over the years, it deteriorates. It can also deteriorate under the influence of various negative factors. Besides, this module is able to restore the organism's self-regulating mechanisms. That is why we call it the BFB, biological feedback. It is malfunctioning in many people. By using this module, processing water on it, or charging water, as we say, we can get this health-improving effect by drinking such water. At the Moscow State University, studies of this module were conducted, and reliable results were obtained, confirming its effectiveness and health-improving effect.
This is supported by numerous licenses. Expert opinions and research institutes of the Russian Federation also confirm the effects. The modules have certificates of quality, including in the field of innovation, certificates of the Eurasian Economic Union.
Наша компания разработала квантовые голографические.
Our company has developed a quantum holographic module called Spherite, and you can see that it's pretty big actually. Here, inside you see inlays of monocrystals. There are 7 of these crystals. Each crystal has a purpose. This module, first of all, is designed to purify the surrounding space. For example, we all come home to rest, and our home should be our castle. But sometimes it happens that the house accumulates negative information that we ourselves put into it. When we are sick or in a bad mood, when some people come to us, they leave their energy, which is not very good. Or we have a TV that is constantly on, which also carries information that fills the surrounding space. Besides this, our apartments can be in geopathogenic, biopathogenic, psychopathogenic zones. These are all many negative factors that can affect the energy of our space. It's not only in apartments, it is also true for offices, enterprises, medical centers, which are filled with negative information about diseases and conditions of patients. Of course, all this has a very negative effect on people, and it drains our energy. And this module, it works holistically. It works in such spaces, cleansing the energy of the apartment, office, or other types of premises of negative energy. All the crystals we use to make our modules have the right polarization. It is this polarization that creates the life energy that harmonizes the space. And this module is able to harmonize with the surrounding space to fill it with life energy. And many people who come to our office, for example, say, "You have such energy. I don't want to leave." That is, this module creates harmony with the surrounding space, giving us the opportunity to replenish our resources at home and not to lose them.
Let's hear what renowned scientists think about their collaboration with Sphere.
The Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Russia. We have a long-standing partnership with Sphere, and we work together. Women's organizations have shown great interest too. Today, I have lots of positive feedback that I can talk about, with us being not only patients, but also friends of the company. Our Committee for a New Quality of Life, Verona Stasov, is also a member of our community and Vice President of the committee. We support innovation-driven entrepreneurship. We use the latest scientific achievements in our business activities and such. This is such a creative tandem because humans are in a rather difficult situation now. Given the cosmic factors that determine our existence here, yes. And that's why we can easily get confused, lose faith in ourselves, lose some ties to Earth and such. That's why everything that Sphere does is aimed not only at physical recovery, but also, of course, at consciousness, at raising the level of consciousness, something that we all lack now. And the most important thing that my teacher, Valery Kaznachev, talked about is boosting the level of adaptation. That is, people are adaptable beings, and everything that Sphere does is again about increasing adaptability.
I would like to wish them further growth in development of this system. Sphere has very interesting findings, very interesting views on the philosophy of this whole business, on the physics behind the process, on the interaction of man with the environment, and on the interaction between the people of our civilization.
Мы все знаем, что в нашем
We all know that in our modern, well, in a rapidly developing world, especially in the field of technology, probably every month something new appears in the world of gadgets. The more advanced the models are, the stronger the effect they have on a person, on their biofields, on their vital resources. And we realize that it is not only the energy that is generated by your smartphone. For example, the most important thing is the information that we receive through the phone, through the computer, and of course it leads to a great loss of vital resources, to energy depletion. To harmonize the surrounding space, to not lose your vital resources, to preserve energy, to keep calm and carry on, our company has developed quantum holographic modules. They are called T. That's the short word for it, or TC. These are such small monocrystals that are installed either on the phone or on a computer or television. These modules create what is called a diffraction filter. This filter converts the negative impact of the electromagnetic field created by this object, phone, computer, tablet, headphones, among others, into harmonizing waves. This way, you don't lose energy. This is very important for our children, for teenagers who spend hours on their phone with headphones, and at the same time, we see that they do not have enough energy to study, to go for a walk, and they do not even have the desire to do so. These quantum holographic modules are able to harmonize with the surrounding space, filling it with energy and creating protection from the effects of negative electromagnetic fields. Our company has developed more than 20 modifications of quantum holographic modules, including modules with specifically directed effects. One of these modules is Levere. It's an antivirus module, a module that creates a certain field in which pathogenic flora cannot comfortably develop. For example, viruses, bacteria, fungi, and this has been proven in studies. This module activates the immune system, and in studies, for example, at the Institute of Cell Biophysics, reliable results were obtained that this module activates the immune system, and most importantly, that this module has a unique effect that so-called inhibitory effect. This module can be used, for example, to navigate through uncontrollable processes. As a scientist says, it is easy to accelerate a train, but try to stop it. This is exactly what this module does. Its properties were revealed during research. It has a very powerful braking effect. It is more appropriate to use this module when a person has already fallen ill, when there are already acute inflammatory processes. This module allows you to recover in a shorter time because it activates the immune system, and especially the lymphatic system, which removes viruses, bacteria, and the decomposition products of these pathogenic agents faster. Very often, people ask what modules they should start using. Of course, it happens that a person starts liking one of the modules, and he says, I want this module. We have an established algorithm. You should start with the fact that it is necessary to clean your personal space, your matrix, to remove all the external invasions, destructive information, to restore your energy fields, and to restore and harmonize your inner space. And for this purpose, of course, it is necessary to start with the modules balance, which we talked about earlier, which remove various destructive external intrusions, and the graviton module, because graviton cleanses the internal fluid environment of the organism. Since we say that a human being is a holographic being, and what's located in the external space is recorded in his external fields, all the information is recorded in his fluid environment. We all know about cellular memory, right? This is it. This means a cell also carries a certain energetic space of its own, in which all the information of our matrix is also written and reflected. That is why it is necessary to cleanse both the internal environment and the external environment of some foreign infiltrations, destructive programs, and negative destructive energy, and then choose other modules, other modifications that are necessary to get a different result or to move in a different direction. This is why we say basic modules. This is the graviton module and the radar module. Then, if necessary, you can add a health module. For example, the lotus module. Why should the lotus module be used after the first two? Because it is impossible to apply a health-improving program on a dirty environment. You should first get rid of the negative energy and then restore your health. But this is purely logical if you think about it. In addition, you can use, for example, the alpha module, which eliminates genetically destructive programs. It is possible to use specially directed modules. Perhaps someone could need to use the balance module, for example. The balance module is designed to restore and harmonize a person's psycho-emotional state. It is for those who have heightened emotional sensitivity. This module is a powerful stress relief tool. If you are in any emergency, this module will help you harmonize your internal state and calm your nerves. It also works as first aid in a crisis. Since these are serious technologies, and these are new technologies, with our know-how, we have developed not only instructions for the modules, but also methodical materials on the principles of quantum, holographic modules, and how to use them in household conditions and in different areas of life. You can help yourself solve different situations that arise with our quantum, holographic modules. Since our company has its own research and production base and research laboratory, we are constantly improving the production technology and, of course, developing new modifications of the modules. In the near future, at the request of our users who have already noticed the effectiveness of our devices, we will soon release a module for pets. It will be called Fauna.
Мы живем в такое непростое время, когда у каждого
We live in such a difficult time when everyone has their own problems. These problems can be related to health, to relationships, or infertility, conflicts between parents and children or members of a team. Also, every person has a desire to somehow fulfill their potential, to expand their consciousness, to unlock all possibilities and harness their talents. Your quantum holographic modules will help because they have different purposes. With the help of the latest quantum technologies and our variety of holographic modules, you and I can begin to change our lives for the better. Our technologies are the key to creating your positive environment and harmonious future.